Hello and welcome to this week here on Ustream. Please do not adjust your sets. I know what you're thinking. Stone me, Trevor McDonald is back. Oops, sorry, Sir Trevor. Don't worry about me. I'm Miles Crawford and I'm stepping in for Jim as he's away, and he's been quite secretive about where he's gone. However, the truth is, none of us here at Ustream give a flying about where he's gone. Just being honest. Anyway, we start today about the magnificent BBC legend Steve Wright. I'm sure some of you may have heard already. He sadly passed away earlier in the week at the age of 69. R.I.P. Steve Wright. He was a great guy, Steve. I had the pleasure in working with him some years ago on his TV show. I was a sort of roving reporter guy who'd come in and talk about a few bits and pieces in a fun sort of way. Basically, we took boring subjects and I'd go in and joke about them and stuff like that. I've got some on tape somewhere. I'll have to dig those out. They were really good. Also, he did a TV show, the Steve Wright on TV, and I did the warm up for it. I was his warm up guy, and so I think the BBC realised that some people should stay on radio once the people saw him, bless him. But only ran for one series, and I think viewers were really pleased. They prefer him on radio. However, great experience being on his show and also working with him. He was a sincerely nice guy. Really, really nice guy when you meet him. I thought he'd be taller, but he's not. He's quite short. And I thought to myself, why did they sack him from the afternoon slot that he's been doing for 24 years? That was all a bit weird. I mean, he had it locked down. He had that. Do you remember he used to do those stories and that music came in, da, 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 and he'd be reading them stories and you'd be at home crying and stuff like that. It was fantastic. He had it locked down, but they got rid of him. Now, we all know why they got rid of him, right? We know why, because he didn't fit their agenda anymore. Things have changed, right? Things have changed in radio, all around the radio arena, and also in TV as well. Now, Steve wasn't the only legend they got rid of, right? He wasn't the only legend. It's really sad when you think of it, right? They got rid of these icons for some fresher and more relevant faces, right? And it kind of it's bit them in the backside. Don't you worry about that. So anyway, Steve, you know, you're a big loss, and I know Radio 2 lost around 1 million listeners also when they lost Ken Bruce. Do you remember Ken Bruce? I like Ken Bruce's voice. I love his voice. And then when I met him, I thought, anyway, don't worry about it. It's just me. Lovely guys. But Ken Bruce moved to the Greatest Hits Radio. And I don't like the Greatest Hits Radio. I'll tell you why. Because they refused to take our money to advertise Ustream. All right? So Greatest Hits Radio, just advertise Ustream. We're okay. Anyway, don't you worry about that. Anyway, it's currently unknown what Steve Wright's cause of death was, but some reports are coming out that it was that Steve Wright died of a broken heart. And that's from losing his afternoon gig on the BBC. So Steve, everyone here at Ustream sends our sincere condolences, and that goes out to your family and friends, and you will be dearly, dearly missed, Steve. Steve Wright, R.I.P. I tell you what I've seen in the news recently, right? And this actually has been playing on my mind a bit, right? Who's going to be the next James Bond? They're searching for the new James Bond. Now, there are loads of new candidates, right? The Bond battle follows Craig's last turn as the suave spy in 2021's No Time to Die. I watched that, and to be honest, that was the only Bond film I didn't fall asleep in. Right? The knives are out. You've got actor 54. He's played the M16 womanizer since 2006. What was it? Casino Royale. That's right. I nearly forgot. There's lots of A-listers rumoured to be in the mix, right? Now, come on, right? I'd like to see a bit of a change, right? Idris Elba, brother, Waganda, my friend. Idris is up for playing it, right? Now, the thing is, I've got to say, it will be good. I like Daniel Craig. I did like Daniel Craig because, you know, I like the way he hustled and fought, and he was a bit, you know. But Idris, I don't know, man. See, I like a Bond that can take some licks and give some licks, you know. The womanizer thing, everyone does that nowadays, but with Bond, I like him to take a good beating now and give it out as well. But Idris, I'm not sure. I've seen some of his films, but loads of people are in the running. You've got Tom Hardy, right? Now, Tom Hardy, you'd recognise him from Peaky Blinders, Venom, Legend, those sort of films. Tom's okay. You've also got Henry Cavill, right? Now, he played Superman, Sherlock, and The Witcher, right? I like Cavill. I like him. Yeah, I've seen him dish out some licks in Witcher. And I like those sort of films where you've got a bit of fantasy, you've got a bit of, well, you've got a lot of fighting. I like that. So Cavill is quite high on my list. You've got Richard Madden. He was in Game of Thrones. I like Richard. He's done a few other sort of films on the side, which has been brilliant. And he can fight. I've seen him, right? He's done The Bodyguard and Citadel. That was the other one he did. And he was brilliant in Bodyguard as well. So Richard Madden, quite like him. He's a young up and coming, quite easy on the eye. But then you got that Bridgerton guy, right? They're going for a bit of colour. Reggie Jean Page, I think his name is. Something like that. And he was a Bridgerton guy, good looking. Again, he's quite slight, isn't he? I'm not sure he could take a good punch to the ribs or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But no, I don't know. But in the run-ins for the lead role, and this guy, I think he's got 40% of the votes at the moment. It's a guy called Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and he was best known for his portrayal in Kick. I had to look it up. I didn't watch Kick, and I don't know this Aaron guy, but he's okay. Cavill, for me, give the role to him, Superman. He's easy on the eye as well. But we'll wait and see. That was one of my interests. Who is likely to become the next James Bond? Anyway, someone who can fight. That's all I'm saying. Right, tell you what, let's go over to Ustream.
Our hilarious channel has exciting news for comedy lovers. Sign up now to watch classic shows from Chubby Brown, Jeffro, Freddie Starr, Mike Osmond, Bobby Davro, Mick Miller, and me, Jim Davidson. £4.79 a month, or sign up for a year and get 2 months free on us. Visit ustream.com or download our app. You will love it.